Be honest with me. How has round 2 of the NBA playoffs treated you in terms of player prop bets? For me, it's been rather rough. Not gonna lie, full transparency. I've seen better days, but today's a new day and hopefully new opportunity for us to win some bets. My name's CJ Curry. If you're new to the channel, definitely hit the subscribe button. If it's your first time here, I try to put out regular PrizePicks videos discussing data-backed player prop picks. So if you're into that sort of thing, then this might be the channel for you. And while you're down there hitting that subscribe button, go ahead and hit the like button for me as well. Let's set today's like goal of 99.5 likes. I'm taking more or over because life's too short to take the under, people. And I believe in you. So let's go ahead and run those likes up if you don't mind hitting that like button for me. Now, the couple of picks that I have today, you can find these over on PrizePicks. If you're not playing on PrizePicks yet, promo code Curry still getting you that 100% instant deposit match. So head on over to PrizePicks. Use the special link down in the description of today's video. Use code Curry. Every dollar you put in up to $100, they're going to match it dollar for dollar, giving you $200 potentially for you to get started on your PrizePicks journey. So again, fantastic time to jump in. We've got MLB in full swing, WNBA's right around the corner. They've always got other sports like esports going on, tennis, etc. So great time to do some PrizePicks if you're not doing PrizePicks yet. All right. So what are we looking at? We got a couple of assist props here. Now, all of these picks that I always discuss on this channel, you're going to find a few different things that are constant. You're going to find that there's usually good odds from the sports book. So we're looking at sportsbook data. We're comparing sportsbook data to PrizePicks projections here, trying to figure out if the more or the less is the way that all the juice, all the odds are coming in on a given prop. We're also looking at projection models, and for me, I usually look at 2, 3, 4, sometimes even up to 5 different projection models, and so we're going to do that on these picks as well. And then we try to sprinkle in some historical data like hit rates, matchups, head-to-heads, and stuff like that. So I try to do a holistic approach, all right? We try to look at everything and make the best decision that we can given the data that we have at our disposal. So let's get into these picks. Jaylen Brown of the Boston Celtics sitting at 2.5 assists. I mean, this just seems very low, tempting for the over. All right, that's what I'm thinking, the over. So let's go take a look at the situation here for Jaylen Brown. When we go over to Daily Grind Fantasy, this is the optimizer, the Daily Grind Fantasy optimizer. This optimizer works not only for PrizePicks, but Underdog, Parlay, Play, Better, DraftKings, Pick 6. I mean, you name it. It covers all of the daily fantasy sports pick'em apps that you could possibly think of. And what this does is basically saves you a whole lot of time because it's going to go out there and it's going to look at all the sports books for you. In this case, it's got Pinnacle, FanDuel, DraftKings, Caesars, BetMGM, etc. All right, and it's going to take a look at the odds on these different sports books, and it's going to try and put together what they think is the best way to go. And in this case, the over on Jaylen Brown looks like the best way to go. So it takes out the juice, it takes out the vig from these different sports books, and it basically says, hey, your true odds here or fair odds of this prop going over or hitting is minus 135, okay? So that gives you about a 53.6% chance that Jaylen Brown's going to find 3 or more assists today. Now, obviously a 53, 54% chance is not a 100% chance. A 100% chance means that there's no way in the world that this would possibly fail. But we all know that we're gambling here, and so that there is a chance that this could potentially fail. About a 47% chance that this prop does not end up going the way that we hope it does. But in any case, we're going to go for the over here because all of the data, all of the signs point to the over, including Pinnacle, which is one of the sharpest sports books out there. Minus 147 betting favorite to go over 2.5 assists out on Pinnacle. So that's a very good sign, something to kind of keep your eye on. Now, in terms of like hit rates and such, we're taking a look at an app called Outlier. Outlier is fantastic. It's got all your player prop research needs baked into one very friendly app, easy to use. So what we've done here is we have applied some filters. So we're looking at Jaylen Brown's game logs from this season, games in which he's played alongside of Drew Holiday, Jason Tatum, Derek White, Al Horford, etc., and games where he's played without Kristaps Porzingis. And so when we're applying those filters, we're left with a total of 17 games. Now, in those 17 games, Jaylen Brown has gone over 2.5 assists in 10 out of 17 games. That's almost a 60% hit rate. We're talking about a 59% hit rate. Now, he's not going over by a country mile in a lot of these games. Sometimes he's just barely squeaking over with 3 assists, but he does have some big assist games, totals of 6 and 7 assists in some of these contests. So it's worth noting that Jaylen Brown has gone over more often than not when Kristaps Porzingis is out and when he's playing alongside of some of his other active teammates for tonight's game. Now, you start playing around with some of these other filters and things kind of get more interesting here. Like if I were to apply the away game filter, these are games played on the road. Boston will be on the road tonight. They're taking on the Cavaliers. He's gone over in 5 out of 7 road games. That's a 71% hit rate. So the hit rates have gone up quite a bit. A 71% hit rate on the road, or 5 out of 7 times this season. Games without Porzingis, games with Holiday, Tatum, White, Horford, that he has gone over the 2.5 assists mark. Now, you could also turn on another filter. This other filter is kind of cool. It's a margin, win or loss margin. In this case, we expect the Boston Celtics to win, however. And if they win by 9 or more, well, Jaylen Brown's gone over in 67% of the games in which the Celtics have won by 9 or more, 6 out of 9. And with news pending about Jared Allen's health and now Donovan Mitchell also on the injury report with a strained calf, well, there's a good chance that the Celtics do win by 9 or more tonight, despite the fact that they're on the road in Cleveland. So 67% hit rate, and then you could go and turn on that away filter and turn on that margin of victory filter, and now you're looking at a 75% hit rate, or games in which he's gone over 3 out of 4 times, all right? Averaging exactly 3 assists in those games. So kind of interesting, kind of neat what you could do with this Outlier app. If you want to try it out, 7-day free trial down in the description of this video. You will find a link. Take this for a test spin for up to 7 days, and it's completely free. So there we go. Now let's look at some projections. I told you guys that I would apply some projections to this. I know you guys like to see the projections, and in this case, we are getting some pretty good projections here for Jaylen Brown's assists. 3.51. This is RotoWire. RotoWire also offers a 2-day all-access free pass. No credit card required. Link down in the description below if you want to take these projections out for a free test drive. But 3.51 projected assist does put him over 2.5, so that's looking pretty good there. Here's another projection for Jaylen Brown. This one's provided by Fantasy Labs and Action Labs, and you can see Jaylen Brown projected for about 2.6. And I checked a couple of other models, and like 5 different models, 4 out of 5 he was projected to go over. So for me, I would be leaning toward more for Jaylen Brown tonight. Hopefully he finds at least 3 assists or better against the Cleveland Cavaliers. But it's been tough. It's been tough. The round 2 of the NBA playoffs have been very difficult. So, I mean, anything could happen, but, you know, the data looks like the over might be the way to go here. Now, which brings me to the next guy, Kyrie Irving. He's sitting at 5.5 assists. Now, Kyrie is obviously sharing the ball with guys like Luka Doncic, but things have kind of taken a turn here in the last couple of games. And if you've been paying attention to these games, well, you've kind of noticed a different philosophy offensively for Kyrie Irving and these Dallas Mavericks in terms of how they're using him and how they're using other role players on the team. We've seen PJ Washington get a whole lot more shots. We've seen Luka Doncic's minutes kind of dip a little bit. We've seen Kyrie Irving's offensive usage kind of come down a little bit, right? Some of these other guys are coming off the bench. You got Tim Hardaway Jr. coming in. He's putting in buckets. Derek Lively's been a little bit more lively, for lack of a better word. But yeah, Kyrie Irving's potential assists over the last couple of games have went through the roof. So if that continues tonight, I think Kyrie Irving is going to clear this 5.5 assist number. But let's go over here and make sure that this is a plus EV play. Of course, we are looking at the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer. 25% off, by the way. When you use code Curry, you could save 25% off of your first month. So again, everything that I'm using in today's video is linked down in the description. Kyrie Irving sitting at 5.5 assists, 53.1% chance that he's going over tonight. So the betting public out there, they're putting their cold, hard cash, their hard-earned money down on Kyrie Irving to have 6 or more assists tonight against the Oklahoma City Thunder. So a little bit over a 53% chance for him to clear this line yet again tonight. Now, one thing that I love about Outlier is how you can really dig in here and look at some of the advanced statistics. So what I've done here is applied some filters. Again, these are games in which Kyrie has played alongside of Luka Doncic, PJ Washington, Derek Jones, Daniel Gafford, Derek Lively, all of the key guys for the Dallas Mavericks, all right? And so you're left with about 27 games. Now you're going to see the hit rate is sitting at 37%, which ain't too sexy. You're right, the hit rate ain't too sexy. This includes games from the regular season and postseason games. But I want to point something out to you. One thing that you can look into a little bit deeper using Outlier here is something called potential assists. And what are potential assists? Well, it's kind of like a field goal attempt in terms of, how it equates, right? A potential assist or a rebound chance is just an opportunity for a player to record an assist or record a rebound. And so in this case, if you look at these game logs here, the games especially where Kyrie Irving has had more than 10 potential assists, he's hit the over on 5.5 assists in every single game this season. And it's a 100% hit rate. So if you go here and you look at this one, 14 potential assists, well, he ended up with 10 actual assists in that game. 11 potential assists, 9 actual assists. 14 potentials led to 7 assists. 13 potential assists led to 8 assists. And if you go to the last couple of games, you could see how much his potential assists have really gone through the roof here. I mean, he's had 20 potential assists, which led to 11 assists in that game, and then 16 potentials, which led to 7 actual assists. So again, we don't know what's going to happen. We cannot predict the future, but what I can tell you is based on what we've seen in the past, if he continues to get more than 10 potential assists, well, then I expect him to have at least 6 or more actual assists tonight. And so he's got some good historical data on his side when the potential assists are up at 10 or more. So I think we're going to be leaning toward the over here on Kyrie Irving. Now, I got to be honest with you. Some of these projections for Kyrie Irving's assists were a little bit wishy-washy, right? But I don't know that these projection models are accounting for this sort of change in offensive strategy for the Dallas Mavericks and Kyrie Irving. So here's a projection for Kyrie Irving's assists. It's sitting at 5.59, which barely puts him over 5.5. But again, I just don't know if these projection models are keeping up with the flow of the Dallas Mavericks offense and the way that things have changed over the last couple of games. So we'll look at the projections nonetheless, but 5.59 does put him slightly over the 5.5. And then we'll also take a look here on Fantasy Labs, Action Labs. Again, 4.8 assists puts him right around 5. If the potential assists are up around, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, or 20 like he had in one of the games, I mean, he's going to more than likely go over, especially at home, because the potential assists, when you turn on the home filter here, I want you to take a look at this. 9.2 potential assists, but when you look at just the home games, those potential assists shoot up to 11. So he's averaging about 11 potential assists playing with tonight's active and inactive players for the Dallas Mavericks. So he does have more potential assists when he plays at home in front of the Dallas Mavericks fans. So I think for me, I would be leaning toward the more or the over for Kyrie Irving. Jaylen Brown, Kyrie Irving, a couple of assist props. What are you guys thinking? You liking them, hating them? Leave a comment down in the comment section below and let me know your thoughts on these picks. Guys, good luck on all your picks, plays, and parlays. We'll be back with another PrizePicks video very soon before you know it. Peace.